You feed them, walk them, play fetch every now and then. But what if I told you your dog hopes for something far deeper, something that doesn't come from a treat bag or a tennis ball? See, dogs love in a language that most humans never learn to read. And when you finally understand that language, everything changes. Today, on Loyal Dog Lover, we're unlocking the 7 acts of love your dog hopes to receive from you. These are not tricks, not training hacks, but the hidden emotional codes that shape how your dog loves you, remembers you, and trusts you forever. So, grab your pup, settle in, and get ready to see your relationship through their eyes. Because once you hear this, you'll never look at your dog the same way again. Act 1. The touch that speaks louder than words. There's a secret place on your dog's body that carries the oldest memory they have. A place that connects them all the way back to their mother's heartbeat. It's not the top of the head where most people pat. It's not behind the ears where everyone scratches. It's that soft patch between the eye and the ear. The spot where the fur meets warmth. When you gently stroke that place, something ancient awakens. It's not just comfort, it's recognition. Back when your dog was a helpless puppy, this is where their mother groomed them. Each lick told them, "You're safe, you belong." And now, every time you touch that spot with slow, gentle pressure, your dog's brain releases oxytocin, the same chemical humans release when hugging someone they love. But here's the beautiful twist. Right under that soft fur, dogs have scent glands that release pheromones when touched. So when your hand brushes that place, you're not just giving affection, you're literally writing your scent into their emotional memory. That moment becomes a snapshot your dog will never forget. Long after the toys break, long after the walks end, they'll remember how your hand felt right there. Calm, safe, loving. Every time you reach for that spot, you're reminding your dog, "You're mine, you're home." So next time you see your pup melt into your hand, remember, it's not a habit. It's history repeating itself. Act 2. The words that build their world. Dogs don't speak our language, but they feel it, deep in their bones. It's a primal understanding that bypasses vocabulary and goes straight to the heart. Every word, every tone, every quiet murmur paints color into their emotional world, shaping their sense of safety and belonging. And here's something most people never realize. Dogs remember feelings attached to your words, not the words themselves. They are masters of emotional memory. When you say, "good boy" or "good girl," it's not the phrase that matters. It's the melody in your voice, the gentle cadence, the soft vibration. That warmth becomes their favorite sound, a signal that all is well in their world. Even your sighs, the way you say their name when you enter a room, or how you greet them after a long day. Those small, unguarded moments carve deep meaning into their heart. Scientists have found that dogs who grow up surrounded by human speech actually develop more complex brain pathways. Think of them as emotional bridges connecting sound to safety, comfort, and companionship. These connections are literally built from the sound of your life. But when a dog grows up in silence, those bridges weaken. Without the constant, gentle hum of a human voice, they can begin to fade into a state of emotional isolation, even when you're in the same room. Now here's the catch. The of our voice matters more than we think. We often talk to dogs in baby voices, high-pitched, squeaky, exaggerated. And while it might sound cute to us, to a dog's sensitive ears, it can sound like the cry of distress from a small animal or a puppy. It doesn't calm them. It often unsettles them, putting them on high alert. What they crave is your real voice, your authentic, grounded presence, the voice you'd use with your best friend. Calm, steady, human. This tone communicates leadership and stability, which is profoundly reassuring for them. Try this. Talk to your dog the same way you talk to someone you love deeply. Narrate your actions. Tell them about your day while you make dinner. Read a page from your book out loud. Let them hear the natural, unforced rhythm of your world. They don't understand your words. They understand your energy, your intention, the feeling carried on the sound waves. And that steady conversational tone becomes their emotional anchor in a sometimes confusing human world. Over time, you'll notice something incredible. Your dog begins responding not just to commands, but to conversation. They participate in the dialogue. They tilt their head, blink softly, and breathe slower when you speak. They might offer a gentle sigh of contentment. That's connection. That's emotional fluency. Remember, to your dog, your voice isn't just sound. It's the soundtrack to their safety. It's home. Act 3. The morning ritual that anchors their soul. There's something sacred about dawn. A quiet, liminal space between the world of dreams and the day ahead. Between 5 and 7 a.m., before the coffee brews, before the first light fully spreads across the floor, your dog is already awake. They are not just stirring. They are holding vigil, watching, listening, waiting. Their senses are tuned to the subtle shifts in the house, the rhythm of your breathing, the very air you share. This is a primal inheritance. In the wild, this was the hour of survival. Wolves would rise early to check on their pack, a silent, instinctual roll call to make sure everyone had made it through the night. It was a moment of profound connection, reaffirming the safety of the pack. Even though your dog sleeps in a warm house, protected from the dangers of the wild, that ancient instinct still beats inside them. It's a deeply ingrained need to confirm that their world, their pack, is intact. So when they pad softly to your bedside and nudge your hand, they're not just asking for breakfast, they're asking for reassurance. It's a question that carries the weight of their entire world. Are you still here? Are we still together? Is everything okay? And here's where most people miss it. In that groggy, half-conscious state, we often fail to recognize the gravity of this simple daily ritual. Your first reaction in those few seconds can shape your dog's entire emotional rhythm for the day. It sets the tone for their sense of security and belonging. If you open your eyes, smile, whisper, "Hey, buddy," or simply reach out to touch their head, it's a powerful affirmation. It tells them, "Yes, I see you, you're safe, the world is okay." But when you ignore them, roll over, or mumble in irritation, that moment cuts deep. It's a small rejection, but to them, it feels like a chasm opening up. The ritual begins to fade. They learn that their check-in is unwelcome. They stop coming to your bedside. They stop hoping for that connection. Over time, a once joyful morning greeter can turn into a quiet, distant dog who waits alone by the window instead of by your side. Their first moments of the day marked by uncertainty instead of peace. So tomorrow morning, when you feel that wet nose brushing your hand, don't push it away. Recognize it for what it is, a sacred greeting. That's not impatience. That's love in its purest, most instinctual form. It's a declaration of their bond with you. It's your dog's way of saying, "I made it through the night, and I'm so glad you did too. My world is whole because you are in it." 10 seconds of kindness can anchor their entire day in peace, reinforcing the trust that is the bedrock of your relationship. Act 4. The silent signal of respect. Every dog has a boundary, a personal space where our human expressions of love can start to feel like too much. It's a delicate threshold, unique to each animal. But here's the heartbreak. Most owners, with the best intentions, never see it. We're fluent in human affection, hugs, pats, and constant touch. We assume our dogs feel loved the same way we do. But they speak a different language, one of quiet signals. Their discomfort is communicated in whispers, not in barks. To truly understand, you have to watch closely. It's a silent film of tiny, fleeting movements. A tail flicks sharply, not a happy wag, but a sign of tension. Ears tilt back, flattening against the head. Pupils dilate, a sign of rising stress. Skin trembles just slightly, a ripple of unease. Each one is a word. Together, they form a sentence. "I love you, but please stop." When you keep touching, you're not comforting them. You're crossing a silent line, unknowingly ignoring their polite request for space. And while most dogs won't bite or growl out of love and loyalty, that doesn't mean they're okay. Inside, stress builds up like static electricity. Tiny invisible shocks of cortisol that add up over time. Behaviorists call this a stress debt. Each ignored signal is a small deposit, and when that debt gets too high, it bursts. You'll see it in sudden, out-of-character growls, a new reluctance to be touched, or even chronic illnesses you can't explain. But here's the beauty. The moment you listen to that signal and stop, your dog's brain releases GABA, a natural calming chemical. It's a neurological sigh of relief that tells their body, you're safe, you're heard. In that moment of quiet understanding, your dog's trust in you deepens more than it ever could through constant uninvited petting. They learn you are a source of safety, not just affection. Because respect, real quiet respect, is the rarest and most profound form of love they know. It's a love that listens. When you honor their limit, you're not rejecting affection. You're proving you understand its true meaning in their world. And that single act of listening rewires their idea of safety with you forever. Act 5. The goodbye that heals instead of hurts. There's a moment every dog dreads, and it begins long before the door even closes. It's a silent language of departure that we speak without realizing it. You grab your keys, a sound that cuts through the morning quiet. You slip on your shoes, releasing the scent of the outside world. You zip your bag. To you, it's just another routine, a series of unconscious actions to get you out the door. To your dog, it's thunder before the storm. Each sound is a note in a familiar, painful symphony that always ends with them alone. Their heart races, their ears flatten, their breathing quickens. They know you're leaving, and no matter how many times it happens, a primal fear, coded into their DNA from ancestors who relied on the pack for survival, still whispers, "What if this time you don't come back?" This is where most dog owners, with the best of intentions, unknowingly break their dog's trust. Some sneak out quietly, thinking a silent escape will make the separation easier. But the silence you leave behind isn't peaceful. It's a question mark that echoes in every empty room. Others do the opposite. They kneel down and pour out long, emotional goodbyes, trying to comfort their dog with frantic pets and tearful promises. But both approaches carve the same scar: uncertainty. When you vanish without a word, your dog feels abandoned, left to wonder what they did wrong. And when you flood them with emotion, you're not comforting them, you're confirming their fears. Your own anxiety tells them, yes, something terrible is happening. Either way, the message they receive is one of confusion and pain. Yet, there's a way to transform that moment of panic into one of peace. Behavior experts discovered something astonishing. Dogs find comfort not in silence, not in sorrow, but in ritual. A ritual is a small, predictable pattern that acts as a promise. It's a bridge of trust that spans the time you're apart, telling your dog, "I will return."
It could be a simple, consistent phrase, spoken in a calm, neutral tone like, "I'll be back soon, buddy."
It could be a small, high-value treat placed in the exact same spot every day before you go, or a favorite puzzle toy that only appears when you leave, giving their anxious mind a job to do. Over time, that consistent pattern rewires their brain. The ritual becomes a signal not for abandonment, but for patience. The fear turns into expectation, and expectation becomes calm. Studies show that dogs with consistent goodbye rituals have lower cortisol levels. Their heartbeat steadies, their breathing softens, and they wait peacefully instead of pacing or crying. They learn to trust the pattern. Without it, though, dogs can spend hours in a state of silent panic. They wait by the door, stare out the window, or tremble quietly, never truly resting. Their bodies live in survival mode. Stress hormones flooding their bloodstream day after day, chipping away at their well-being. And the worst part? In their beautifully simple, loyal minds, they often think it's their fault. So, make this promise today. Never let your departure feel like a disappearance. Give them a ritual, a simple, quiet, predictable anchor in their day. Give them a reason to believe in your return. Because to a dog, love isn't just about how long you stay. It's about the trust you build every time you leave. Act 6. The silent vigil of healing. When your dog falls ill, your world narrows to a single point of focus. You rush for medicine, you call the vet, you run through the checklist of care, because that's what good, responsible owners do. We feel an urgent need to fix what is broken, but in our flurry of activity, we often overlook the one kind of medicine we can't buy from a pharmacy, a remedy that only you, their trusted human, can provide. It's not found in a pill. It's not about coaxing them to eat one more bite. It's your quiet, unwavering presence. It is the profound medicine of stillness. To understand this, we must look to their ancestors. Dogs are descendants of pack animals, and in the wild, a sick wolf wouldn't be abandoned. But it also wouldn't be smothered with attention. It would rest near the pack, drawing strength from their proximity, close enough to feel the security of the group, yet far enough to heal without the stress of constant interaction. This space communicates safety, not neglect. That same ancient instinct lives deep inside your dog. When they're unwell, they are highly attuned to your energy. They don't want you hovering over them, your face etched with worry, asking every minute if they're okay. Your anxiety can become their anxiety. They don't want constant touch or chatter. What they truly crave is your calm, your quiet, reassuring stillness. So, create a sanctuary of calm. Sit in the same room, read a book, work on your laptop, listen to a podcast with headphones. Just be there, a steady anchor in their sea of discomfort. Your quiet presence sends a powerful, unspoken message. You are safe. You are not alone. I am here to watch over you. And modern science validates this ancient wisdom. Studies show that when dogs rest near their bonded human, their body chemistry changes. Their system releases a surge of immunoglobulin, a healing antibody that directly strengthens their immune system's ability to fight off illness. Your presence is literally a biological catalyst for their recovery. Their stress markers, like cortisol, begin to drop. Their heart rate steadies. Their breathing deepens. And often, their appetite slowly, cautiously returns. You are not just a bystander to their healing. You become an active, essential part of their recovery process. And here's something few owners fully grasp. Your dog will only face true, significant sickness a handful of times in their short, precious life. Each one of these episodes becomes a core memory, etched deep within their limbic system, the emotional center of their brain that processes trust, fear, and safety. If you are there, a steady and calm guardian, that memory becomes one of profound peace and security. But if you're absent, if they are forced to face pain and vulnerability alone, that memory becomes one of fear and abandonment. And dogs, with their incredible emotional capacity, remember those foundational moments forever. So, when your dog is sick, by all means, give them their medicine and follow the vet's advice. But then, give them the most powerful medicine of all. Give them your presence. Because in their world, the steady, quiet rhythm of your heartbeat is the safest, most healing sound they know. Act 7. The final words. They wait a lifetime to hear. Every dog knows when the clock is running out, often long before we do. It's not a mystical sense, but a profound physical awareness. They feel the heaviness in their body, the subtle dimming of their eyes. Their world, once a symphony of vibrant sounds and smells, begins to quiet. And they sense the change in us too. They hear the silence in your tone, the slight catch in your throat, even when you try to stay strong. They can even smell the shift in your chemistry, the scent of your worry. A dog's primal instinct tells them to hide their weakness, a holdover from their wild ancestors. They might still try to greet you at the door, to offer a weak thump of their tail, pretending everything's fine, for your sake. But deep down, they're waiting. Not for medicine, not for miracles. They're waiting for you. They are looking to you, their pack leader, for the final cue, the ultimate guidance on what to do next. Here's something most owners can't bear to believe. In their final moments, your dog isn't afraid of death itself. They don't comprehend it in the human sense. Their deepest anxiety is rooted in their bond with you. They're afraid of leaving you without knowing you'll be okay. Their entire life has been dedicated to your happiness, and their final duty, as they see it, is to ensure your peace. That's why, in those last hours, the most powerful act of love isn't just touch, it's words. Your voice, the one they've trusted all their life, the sound that meant walk, dinner, and good boy, becomes their final, most essential comfort. It's the anchor in their fading world.
When you lean close and whisper, "You are so good. You are so loved. It's okay to rest now," something sacred happens.
In that moment, you are releasing them from their duty. Their breathing slows, their muscles tense with the effort of holding on, finally relax. The fear fades, because your voice, the same sound that once called them to play, now gives them permission to let go. You are telling them their job is done. Without those words, some dogs hold on longer than they should. Restless, anxious, searching for a signal that never comes. They are caught between their failing body and their unwavering loyalty. But when they hear you say it's okay, peace replaces panic. Their final memory becomes not of pain or confusion, but of a lifetime of unconditional love, affirmed at the very end. Your dog's last heartbeat will echo the same truth they carried since the day they met you. You were my world, and I was yours. Granting them a peaceful departure is not an act of giving up. It is the final, most profound act of love you can ever give. It is the last gift given in return for a lifetime of devotion. The legacy of love. A final reflection. When you weave these 7 acts together, you're not just caring for a dog, you're building a legacy. Every gentle touch, every word spoken with warmth, every morning glance, every moment you respect their limits. It all becomes a story your dog will carry until their very last breath. Most owners never realize the power they hold in these small, quiet moments. But you do now. So, the next time you reach for your dog's paw, look into their eyes and remember, you are the author of their story. Write it with patience. Write it with presence. Write it with love that never fades. Because that's all they ever wanted from you. If this message touched your heart, don't let it end here. Share this with someone who loves their dog as much as you do. And if you want to keep learning the hidden truths behind your dog's heart, subscribe now to Loyal Dog Lover, where every story helps you love your dog better, deeper, and more honestly. Because they only get one life, and you are the best part of it.